Welcome to the Cup of Joe Show, the podcast where Senator Joseph Cryan talks about the latest in New Jersey's 20th Legislative District. This week's guest, Union Township Committeewoman Patricia Guerra-Frazier.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another Cup of Joe Show. And today I am really excited because my dear friend and a leader in the Township of Union, Patricia Guerra-Frazier, she'll tease me about that pronunciation early and often, a committeewoman here in the Township of Union, a longtime educator, a mother, devoted wife, has a career in community service, collaborating with so many different groups, a leader in the Hispanic community. Many, many things we're going to hopefully talk about today. Patty, welcome to the show.
Thank you. How are you?
Oh, it's good to be with you today.
First things first, I got to teach you how to roll that R.
Yeah. Yeah. You have work to do, but I will tell you this: we can smile because, you know, we're going to talk about your career and those sort of things. But the energy that the hope brings, and I don't want to jump too far ahead, but the organization and the folks and the growth of the Hispanic community in the 20th district is obviously, when one considers City of Elizabeth and the Borough of Roselle. But here in the Township of Union, there's been significant growth, has there not?
Yes, there has been. It is amazing the amount of families that have come in from big cities that are looking for that quality of life experience, that want to buy a home and want good schools and good neighborhoods to raise their families. So there are a lot of Hispanic families moving into town.
Yeah, it's a big honor for the town of Union when folks select to come here. And those folks moving in, I bet they can roll their R's.
They sure can.
So talk to me a little bit about, I want folks to come out of this with a sense as to who you are and you know where you come from and all the things that matter when they look at someone on the dais and what they see. Tell me about your journey or your choices and why you went into education, why you became an educator, why that path.
So my parents are immigrants from the Dominican Republic, and they worked very, very hard to make sure that their children were educated, that they took their education seriously. And my mother came here. She was not speaking English, neither was my dad. She eventually learned English and became an educator in New York City. I have a lot of family members who are educators. So that inspired me to go into education as well. I always loved those aha moments, you know, when you learn something, and I always believed in teachable moments. So my cousins and my brothers and sisters, they, you know, would get annoyed when I'd be like, so this is why this happened, and I would, you know, make a lesson out of it. So it was always my passion as a child.
So you're raised in an education family.
Yes.
All right, so by the way, I don't want to lose sight of this. So mom comes, doesn't know the language. What drew mom to education, if you can kind of share that a little bit, and what career did she have? So
she was also a very much interested in education. She was a Sunday school teacher at our church. She worked in a school system. She started off as a secretary. She was an ESP, and then she was a bilingual educator. So was my aunt. The hardest part was coming here and learning the language first, right? Mm-hmm. Learning the language, learning it well enough to then go to college and then get her degree. She graduated from Boricua University in New York City, and that was also her passion.
How about that?
Yeah.
So family of educators. And so talk to me a little bit. So I suspect the Thanksgiving dinners were interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. But in terms of that, can you share some of the... You've been in the classroom now a couple decades, right? Or
26. More? This is my 26th year.
26 years. So what are the lessons learned? If you can kind of share with folks that can hear our voice, you know, what should we know? And tell us some of the lessons and maybe some anecdotes.
So education isn't simply about pedagogy, right? It's not just about that one subject, right? So it's cross-curricular. So even though I teach Spanish, I teach a little history with it. I teach some math, art. So it's a combination of subjects, but not only that, it's also social emotional growth. The kids come to you with a variety of issues, concerns, strengths, weaknesses. So they come to you as though you're a parent. So that's one of my biggest learning points, right? You don't learn that in college. They come to you and you're their nurse, you're the ATM machine. Oh, Miss Frazier, I don't have money today for lunch. You're not going to sit there and watch a child not eat for the day. They have fights with their friends. They have fight with family members. So they come to you for advice, and that's my biggest learning point out of the 26 years. You're more than just an educator. You're not just teaching a subject.
Okay. What age group do you teach?
Middle school.
Okay, so we're talking
6, 7, 8, so 11, 12. Yeah.
11, 12-year-olds, right? Preteens.
Yeah, preteens.
And what have you seen over the years? What are the changes, or what are you seeing in terms of not only the way learning's presented, but the way kids learn themselves? I mean, obviously, I think for those of us of a certain generation, we kind of think the phone and social media has changed things. So can you give us your insight?
So right back when we were growing up, we sat in front of a board and the teacher just lectured or wrote down information. Now you have to be hands-on, you have to be interactive, you have to approach each child. They all have their different challenges. They all have their different needs. So you have to approach them on an individual basis, right? Some of them are visual learners. So you have to, with technology now, we can show videos, we can play games. Some of them are auditory. They need to hear you speak. I like to play videos of different accents, right? So my teaching is in Spanish. I don't want them to just hear my accent from the Dominican Republic. I want them to hear accents from all the Spanish-speaking countries, right? There are 21 of them. So I play videos for them to hear that. You have to approach them individually and make sure that you know what their concerns are and that you can meet them where they are.
So how do you do that? So it's the first day of sixth grade. You have a new class coming in, new students. Do you learn and evaluate?
Oh yes, a lot of assessments. So you have to make sure that that's another option, that you have a variety of assessments, right? Let them have presentations or a project, right? Not just tests, on paper. But when they come in, right, you build relationships. Right, you build that parental connection, right? You learn what their upbringing is so that you can connect with them. You find out what sports they like. That'll bring you closer to them, and just having a conversation with them will show you what they need,
really,
and what their needs are. Oh yeah.
So you can learn a lot by listening.
You can learn a lot by sitting down, listening to them, and building a relationship with them, and also connecting with the parent, right? The parent, once you have that connection, they will let you know what their child needs, how their child struggles, how their child succeeds. So that's all very helpful.
Now, do you find that there's parental engagement? Is it still strong? I mean, I think those of us look back on the day and say, we were more engaged, our parents were more engaged. I think every generation does that sometimes for the past. I'm not sure about that. But there's different ways today to communicate with parents. Is there not? So can you kind of talk about that, how you get parents engaged and what that is?
It's funny you asked that because I'm working on my doctorate right now, and my dissertation, I'm working on chapter 3. Bear with me, I should be done sometime soon. But I'm on chapter 3, and my dissertation is about parental involvement. So thank goodness we're in the 21st century. We have a lot of ways to communicate with parents, but I do see a decline, especially not just with 21st century, but the older the kids get. The kids feel that they can do it themselves. They don't need their parents' help. They don't need their parents' support. Also, we have, like we talked about, a lot of families coming in from other towns who have 2 or 3 jobs. So they're not as involved as they should be in their parents' lives. So we have to go out and meet them where they are, right? So whether they're assisting civic organizations, right? They're at a meeting, or even visiting at their homes. I have knocked on people's homes, going to their churches. I have visited numerous churches in town, and just making sure that I make a connection somehow, some way with the parent, so that when we work together, we can make sure that their child succeeds in school.
So, by the way, is there a fair amount of students that you see coming in from other communities during the school year, things like that? Is that a growth issue?
Yes, we have had a huge growth of families coming in from different communities. Yeah.
Okay. So I want to talk to you more about the Hispanic community, the growth, the community impact, but I'm going to switch gears on you a little bit. So if I were to properly introduce you here, I would have said Township Committeewoman, right? Patricia Guerra-Frazier, right?
Yes.
And so, gotta ask, what inspired you to become a member of the town committee? What drove you to such a goal?
So I'm a public servant. Yeah, I'm a public servant at heart. I consider myself a servant leader. A transactional leader. I believe in hands-on. I don't believe in sitting back and complaining. If I see an issue, I want to jump in and I want to help. I want to make it better, right? I provide free ESL lessons, right, over the summer when I have a little bit of time that I do have, because I want to help, right? I'm not going to meet someone and say, oh, I can't understand what they're saying. I'm going to make sure that, hey, let me provide a service. You need to learn English, I'm there for you. So that my need to serve and to help is what motivated me to become part of the Township Committee.
Have you enjoyed the experience so far?
I'm loving it so far.
Okay.
I have met so many wonderful, amazing people.
Good. And you talked about that. You go to problems, you work through problems, right?
Yes.
You take that, is it safe to say, a collaborative approach? Would that be right?
Definitely. You can't do anything by yourself, right? You need a team. You need to work together. Your goals and ideas don't always fit or accommodate everyone. So collaboration is necessary.
Okay. So we talked about a little bit now from your educational experience at Burnett, right? Burnett
Yes.
Middle School. The fact that you're so part of the foundation of our community and now in a leadership position. Do you take both of those roles and work that through and kind of understand a vision for the township? Is that?
Definitely. I have met so many parents throughout the years, and just speaking with parents and identifying what their needs are, what they would like to see in town. It helps me to work as a township committee member, right? Because I have that connection with so many parents, and we get to speak and collaborate and talk about what their issues are and things that they would like to see in town.
And what are you hearing from parents?
They love all of the community activities that we have, right? Like we said, a lot of families come because they want quality of life. They want their children to be here. They want their children to be safe, and they want activities for their children. So all of the things that the recreation department does for our community is amazing. What the township does for the community, the police department, everybody is involved. It's such a collaborative, united town. It's amazing, and that is what I hear. They love that they can come out, and there's always something for everyone to do, from grandma all the way down to the baby. The library, bookstores, restaurants, everything.
Good.
Yeah.
That's exciting, right?
It is. It really is.
So let's talk about your heritage a little
Yes.
more, right? Now, you mentioned the fact that your family from the Dominican Republic, the DR, right? An educational
Have you been?
background. I've never been, right? I might be the...
Oh, you have to come.
I have not, yes. There's something to do,
Yes.
for sure.
It's an amazing spot.
Yes, it is. People, I will tell you this, people from the Dominican Republic are just amazing. They're part of the fabric of the 20th District, and it's just such a joy, an outlook on life that's always positive.
I think they're happiest people on earth.
Yeah, I was thinking of a Disney line there, but I didn't have it. But I do want you to talk a little bit more about your heritage.
Mm-hmm.
So how it's central to you, and maybe you could just talk a little bit more about that.
What I love about my heritage is the connection with the language, right? You can connect with so many people from so many different Spanish-speaking countries because of the language, because of the foods, because of the culture. And I love the intergenerational connection. In Hispanic communities, it's all the way from grandma, and my grandma's 103, all the way
God
down
bless her.
to, and she still lives alone. She's amazing.
Really?
She does not like to go to the senior center because she doesn't like to hang out with old people. And I'm like,
Wow.
Grandma, you're the oldest. She's
How about
amazing. But we have that generation still connecting with the younger generation. Her great grandchildren come over and she's dancing with them, and she's having a great time. So I love to see that. We still have Sunday dinners. I drive out into the city to see her and have dinner with the family. And Hispanics are very big on family, right? Everything is about familia. We have to meet every Sunday and get together and call one another and check up on one another. So it's an amazing cultural experience.
Now, you do more than just talk about it. You promote it. And you have an organization. I hope you're going to take a couple minutes and here in a month where we're celebrating, we're just about to move to Hispanic Heritage Month. Maybe you could talk a little bit more about, I'll say HOPE, but can you kind of fill folks in on what that is?
So HOPE is the Hispanic Organization for People's Empowerment, and it's something, again, that I saw that there was a lack. So I wanted to make sure that the families that come in, that they can join, the society. They can organize and be civically involved in their community, right? If you see something and you want something or you need something, speak up and talk about it. I also didn't want the younger generation to lose certain cultural, things that we do. For example, I know Italians kind of do this a little bit. It's called besar la mano. So, you kiss the ring, right, of your elders or someone. But in Hispanic culture, we don't literally kiss their hand, but it's called besando la mano because every time you greet them, morning, afternoon, night, daily, you have to say bendición mami, right? You have to ask for their blessing. So those are things that I didn't want them to lose. Also, Three Kings Day. It's a Hispanic celebration that I didn't want them to lose and just concentrate on Santa Claus. I wanted to make sure that they keep those traditions.
Right, and HOPE, for example, as we both know, Three Kings is an important celebration.
Yes,
I know
it is.
Samuel Macchiano does a lot with that, too.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe HOPE has a gala coming up, too. Soon,
It
don't they?
does. This Sunday, coming up at 5 p.m. at Galloping Hill, this is a scholarship fundraiser because we provide a scholarship for a Hispanic student graduating out of Union High School. This past year, we were able to give 3 scholarships, which was great. And it's just another way of giving back and making sure that generations can go to college and not feel so financially burdened.
And throughout the 20th District, there's a number of Hispanic Heritage Month celebrations in a variety of different ways. But I know the Township of Union has one as well. And I believe now it's 2 days, is it not? Is that correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah.
It's 2 days, and that's going to be a pretty exciting, and it's only a couple weeks away, right?
Oh,
I believe
yeah,
it's the
and I
week of
hope
the
everybody
20th.
makes it out. It's a wonderful cultural experience. Food and music and dance, laughter. It's going to be great. A lot of our businesses, our local businesses will be out there promoting their foods, their rich, delicious foods. So I hope everybody can make it.
So do you see the next generation of Hispanic leaders starting to come out and move a little bit?
And that's another reason why I stepped up as Township Committee. I want the future generations to see themselves in leadership as well. You can't attain a goal if you don't see yourself in that position, right? So when they see me, I want them to see possibilities and that they will, if she did it, I can do it too. Yeah.
A lot going on.
It's a lot. It's a lot of multifaceted.
Well, I know folks can probably feel the energy through the microphones of what you bring in whatever you do, whether it's in leading in the heritage, whether it's in education, whether it's here on the municipal government level, and may I add, with a very special family as well. You've got an awful lot going on, and we're very grateful that you took a few minutes to spend with us today. I want to welcome and thank Committeewoman Patricia Guerra-Frazier for joining us today at A Cup of Joe. And we'll see you soon.
Thanks for having me. Thank you so much.
That's a wrap on this episode of A Cup of Joe, hosted by Senator Joseph Cryan. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll see you again for another cup.